Okay, that was kind of an unusual tune for Don Reno. It was called Crazy Finger Blues, and it's really kind of a bizarre tune for Don. He never used this type of tuning again that I know of, on record anyway. And I think it kind of shows that Don was still experimenting a lot back in the early 50s when this was recorded. It's a really good tune. It's really not as hard as it sounds. Most of it's a forward roll. It's the unusual tuning that he uses that makes the song sound like it does. The tuning really does most of the work for you as far as the actual sound that he's getting. So we need to get in tune here together. And the tuning is an E6 tuning. It's kind of a open E tuning with a C sharp note in it on the first string. But we'll go over the strings here so you can get in tune. The fourth string is tuned to an E. Okay. Your third string is tuned to a G sharp. Your second string is tuned to a B, just like in G tuning. Your first string is a C sharp. And your fifth string is a G sharp as well, just like your third string. Okay. All right, and what really makes the tune, like I said, is this sixth C. The sixth is an E6 tuning, but it's a C sharp note on the first string. And what we're going to do, we're going to be using this position throughout the song. And what it is your third string is fretted on the 3rd fret, and your second string is fretted on the 5th fret. Okay? And we're leaving the first string open. And we're going to use this particular position up and down the neck here. We're not going to change that position. It's always 1 fret between the 2 noted frets. Okay? And basically all of it is just a forward roll. And this is basically just another boogie tune, just like Don did on Double Banjo Blues and Reno Ride, Banjo Riff, things like that. It's just a basic boogie pattern. We're going to be going from E to A, back to E, and B. And that's all the chords in it. And I'm going to start off here. We're going to hit the 3rd string open And then we're going to note the first fret, second fret, into the third fret on the third string into that position we just talked about. So it sounds like this. And we're going to immediately start rolling forward. Okay? Alright, and the roll is real important to get here. We're going to be rolling forward 3 times on the third, second, and first. Okay, that first string open. And then we're going to roll on the fifth, second, and first. So we're going to roll twice on the fifth, second, and first. Alright, and back to the third fret on the third string. So it sounds like this. Okay, I think that was right. It's hard to play slow, so you had to bear with me. So 3 rolls. Back to the third fret. Like that. And then we're going to back up to the second fret and back to that position. Okay. And basically we're going to slide up here to, and you hold that same position and basically do the same roll up on the, well, my pinky's on the 10th fret and my first finger's on the 8th fret. So we're doing the same roll, 3 rolls on the third, second, and first, 2 rolls from the fifth, second, and first, and then back to the third string. Then back to this position, hit that second fret, then we're going to slide up here to the 12th and 10th frets, same position, pinky's on the 12th, first finger's on the 10th, and we're going to roll forward on the third, second, and first, and we're going to move up to the 11th fret on the third string. So, and you hear how I keep coming back to the third string there. Okay. And once we get done with that, we're going to hit that 4th string open, and then we're going to pinch the 5th, 2nd, and 1st strings, but we're going to be holding down the 3rd fret on the 1st string. So it sounds like this. So we pinch that 5th, 2nd, and 1st, holding down that 3rd fret on the 1st string, and then we're going to come over here and grab this note on the 4th fret on the 2nd string, roll forward, 1st string's open, back to that note on the 1st string on the 3rd fret. So it sounds like this. Now you can pinch those notes instead of rolling it if you want to. Now this note here on the 4th fret is the same as the 2nd fret on the 1st string. So you can do this. Just back up to the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. And it's just if you want to do that or not. There's more than one way to skin a cat, I guess. But let's try this here. It's hard for me to play it slow. I usually get the rolls mixed up. I want to play one or too many or cut it short when I'm playing it slow. But we'll try it here. Try to play along with me. But just remember, if I mess up here, the roll is 3 rolls forward on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and then 2 rolls forward on the 5th, 2nd, and 1st, and then back to the 3rd string. So here we go. And see, I already messed up there. And see, that's what I have a tendency to do on there, is cut the roll short on the 5th string. There we go. Then we slide up to this position. Back to the 3rd. Up to the 12th. Okay. Alright, I messed up a little bit there, but you get the idea. Like I said, just remember that roll pattern. 3 on the 3rd, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and 2 rolls on the 5th, 2nd, and 1st. And back to the 3rd string. Alright. Okay, so now Don goes into the crazy finger part, I guess you would call it. And this is going to be a little hard to explain too. It's really not as hard as it sounds. It just takes a little bit of practice to get your pull-offs right and get it up to speed. But basically what I'm doing is I'm going to be pulling off each string, 1st, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, in the 3rd fret, and we're going to be pulling open. So, but we're going to start out by hitting the 1st string open first, and we're going to pull off and hit it open again after we pull off. We're going to pull off on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, hit it open, 3rd string, pull it off, open, and then 4th string, pull off. But we're not going to hit the 4th string open afterwards. So all of them, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, every time we pull off, we're going to hit the string open. So I'm just pulling off there. I'm only hitting it once on the 4th string. Okay, and so that's a good practice for you right there. Just sit there and do that over and over and over until you can get that. Okay, and basically he just does that all the way through the E and the A. And when it comes around time to, or the E and the A and then back to the E, he keeps doing that continuously. And then when we get to the B part, we're gonna, the last time we pull off, okay, what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth on the 2nd string and the 3rd string, pulling off. When we pull off on the 4th string the last time, and this is kind of a little roll here. I'm pulling off, okay, and that's hard to slow down to show you exactly what I'm doing there. If you can watch my right hand and see what I'm doing, I guess what I'm doing is I'm pulling off on the 3rd string and then hitting the 1st string open, then pulling off on the 2nd string. It's all in the 3rd fret. So I'm hitting that 1st string every time. It sounds real crazy, of course, Crazy Finger Blues, but it sounds real crazy when it's played up to speed. And then he ends up with the same pull-offs we did in the beginning. And then we hit the 4th string open at the end of it. And And I'm bending it a little bit there, but I'm also pulling off. Okay. Now that's going to take a little bit of practice to get that right. Okay, like I said, it sounds crazy, but you've got it now. I mean, if you just practice that, like I said, hit the first string open. Okay, and just get that pull off and the timing right, and it'll be a real help for you to either rewind the video and play along with me to get the timing, how long you're supposed to go through the E and the A and the E until you get to that part where it goes. And make sure you can see my fingers here. I know my hand's covering up a lot, but all I'm doing is using my middle finger. You can use whatever finger is more comfortable for you, but I'm using my middle finger to do the pull-offs. Okay, and I'm just using my middle finger to pull off on the 3rd fret on all of those strings. So really, that's all there is to that crazy finger part. You know, like I said, it's just going to take a lot of practice to get it right. I even mess up on it a lot. I had to record 2 or 3 takes of it there to do the DVD because you can get your fingers hung up in those strings pulling off like that. And you know, I really, like I said, this is a real creative song for Don. It was really unusual, this song, because how did he ever think of the tuning, and how did he ever think of doing those pull-offs like that? I'll never know, but you know, that's why he's Don Reno, and we're trying to learn his style. He was a genius, and so anyway, he goes through that. He goes through the crazy finger part, and another break he takes is. Alright, and this is really simple. All I'm doing is coming up here to the 8th fret and rolling forward and just going down 1 fret at a time until we hit the open string. Okay, it's just 1 fret at a time all the way to open 3rd string. So okay, it's just a forward roll, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Alright, and then from here we're going to hammer on the 2nd fret. And I'm rolling forward, hammering on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then hitting the 3rd string open. So I'm rolling forward on the 4th, 2nd, and 1st, and then hitting the 3rd string open. So okay. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm going into the A there in the song, moving into the A. Okay. Now there's several different types of A chords that he uses here, and it's basically almost just like your A that you would use, or actually your G that you would use in D tuning, but it's the same position. You can use this position, and it's basically like your D shape that you would do in G tuning, but we're moving it back 1 fret and leaving the 1st string open, and I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and I've got my 1st finger on the 1st fret on the 3rd string, and my ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So okay, now you can leave your middle finger off of the 2nd string. Okay, But I think when he does this on the original, you can either use, I think he left it open. I think he's just mashing down the first fret on the third string. But like I said, you can use these other positions. Okay, and there, like I said, there's no wrong way to do this. So you do whatever you like. Matter of fact, I don't remember what I did in the beginning there, in the intro. So after you come out of that A, you slide up from the second fret to the third fret. All forward roll. I'm doubling up on the thumb there, hitting the third string twice. And rolling forward, holding down that third fret on the third string. And then we're going to slide back from the third fret to the second fret to open. So it sounds like this. And then we're going to come back and do it again. Okay, it's just forward roll. And you hit that fourth string twice like that to get that melody in there. So really what I'm doing is I'm sliding forward from the second and third, rolling forward, and then I'm sliding back from the third to the second. So it's this way, like that. And then we're going to come over here to this B position. It's just like you would if you were in your D tuning. And we're going to hit that fourth string twice again. Okay. Now I'm holding down the first fret on the third string, but I'm not really hitting it. I'm rolling rolling on the fourth, second, and first, and the second and first strings are still open. So, but that's the position, the normal position that you would do. But I'm not hitting the third string. So, like I said, it's really simple. All you're doing is just rolling forward, and it's just a matter of getting the melody notes in there with your thumb. So let me play this whole little break here for you. Okay. Like I said, it's fairly simple. Why don't you play it along with me here, and we'll play it slow. All right. Okay, I think you got that. It's pretty self-explanatory. So then we're going to go back into the position we started with. All right, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did the first time around. We're going to come up to this C. Well, it's not a C, but it's an A position on the 10th and 9th that we did earlier, or 10th and 8th, sorry. But this time we're going to come up and we're going to go to way up here to your G chord. We're mimicking this. We're just doing it up here. And that's going to be on your 15th and 17th frets. So your first finger is on the 15th fret on the third string, and your ring finger is on the second string on the 17th fret. But it's the same thing. As you probably know, that everything starts over at the 12th fret, so all of this down here is the same as down here. So we're going to do that same roll. 1, 2, 3. 3 rolls on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. And then we're going to come over and do the same thing here on the 12th and 10th fret that we did. And then we go back into the pull-off part. So that's just a little variation of the first break. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so one of the weird kind of things that Don did on this tune, besides, well, obviously, the crazy finger part, is a weird position he uses here. Okay. One of the breaks that he takes, he starts off with what we've been doing, that regular roll. But when it goes to the A this time, we're going to do this position here. And what I'm doing is I am barring across the 5th fret with my finger, and then I'm coming over and holding down the 1st string on the 6th fret and the 2nd string on the 7th fret with my ring finger. And it's really weird. Okay? And the roll he's using is he's rolling forward on the 4th, 2nd, and 1st, and then he's rolling forward on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So what he does is he's alternating the 4th and the 3rd string. And then back to the 4th at the end of it. And then we're going to move that position up to the 12th fret. And then we're going to move to the 7th fret. So it sounds like this. Okay, it's hard to get to that position fast enough when you're coming out of here, but with practice you can do it. And I'm rolling forward, like I said, on the 4th, 2nd, and 1st, then the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, and alternating the 4th and 3rd. And then I'm hitting that 3rd string one more time. I just noticed that. But after you come back to the 4th string on the end of it, you hit that 3rd string one more time. And you hear it there, it's at the end of it. Back to that. That'll take some practice. Like I said, it's hard for me to get into that quick enough. It's a little tricky because it's such an unusual position. But it's really all it is just forward roll the whole thing. back into the pull-off part. Okay, one more break that Don does is just... Okay, and this is almost the same break that he does on Choking the Strings, I think, is the one he does this break on. And all we're doing here is just forward roll. We're rolling forward on the third, second, and first, and we're going to hammer on. And then we're sliding back from the third, second to open on the fourth, rolling forward. Okay, and that's basically how he does Choking Strings. Okay, and then we're going to use that position I showed you earlier, the third fret on the fourth string and the first fret on the third string, and it's a seventh type chord. I guess it'll be an A seventh in this particular tuning, but in your regular D tuning you can use the same position and it will be a G seventh tuning, because typically in like Choking the Strings you'll be going to a D to a G and back to D and then A, but here it's a B or A, I'm sorry, it'll be an A. Okay, let me play this break for you pretty slow. I won't go into a whole lot of detail on it because I think you can just pick it up from what I'm doing. Very simple break. Okay, and it's very similar to that other break we did. And then we go right back into that. Okay, some of the same things we did in that break there at the end of it. We're using that same B position, be a B chord. I'm just rolling forward. Okay, I'll play that for you one more time. And we go back into the pull-off part there. But that's basically Crazy Fingered Blues. Like I said, it's really not that hard. It's just basically getting the timing down and getting the pull-offs clean and getting it up to speed. It's one of these songs that it doesn't sound right unless you have it up to speed to get the pull-offs right. But it's a real fun tune. It just takes a little while to get your banjo in tune, which is probably why a lot of people don't play it. Plus, a lot of people don't have the tuning right or couldn't figure the tuning out. So maybe you can break this one out at your next jam session and have a little fun with it. I will show you another thing here that sounds real good that Don did in the background during the fiddle break. They had a break where they stop, and the fiddle does a little break, kind of like Foggy Mountain Special, where they stop. You know, typical boogie type thing where you stop and let the bass player take a break or something. But all Don does is he's just barring across the 12th fret, but it's the tuning that makes it sound good. And he's just backing up one, and I'm pinching the first and second strings and I hit the third string afterwards, and then pinch all three strings on the 12th fret. And then when it goes to A, we come to the 5th fret and do the same thing, back to the 12th fret, to the 7th fret when it goes to B, and then he's back to where he's going to take his break. So I thought I'd show you that there. I think that sounds great with that tuning. And it's very simple. So that's Crazy Finger Blues, and I hope you enjoy it.